Okay, RotoBallers, now that you've synced your leagues to the platform, another thing that you want to do is set up your cheat sheets. You want to do this before you do any mock drafts or live drafts. Those can be found on the league homepage. So first you're going to scroll down and select your league. That'll bring you to the league homepage. If you scroll down about halfway down, in the middle you'll see cheat sheets. We're going to go ahead and select start cheat sheet. If you had any cheat sheets already created, you'd see them displayed here. We don't, so we're just going to go ahead and click on create a new one. First off, you're going to want to give the cheat sheet a name. Next, there's a field for use dynasty draft rankings. If this was a dynasty league, it would pull in dynasty specific rankings. Number of players is defaulted to 500. You can change it to 750 or 1,000. Just know that if you do that, it could take a little longer for the page to load. And league emulation. What kind of scoring and projection ranking settings do you want this to take into account? So we're going to mimic this Yahoo public league here. And then we get one more field that pops up, dynasty keepers. If you have any keepers that need to be entered manually, you can do that. Or if they're already set up on the platform you're using, you can pull them in using the sync option. We don't have any in this league, so we're just going to leave it at no. Continue to cheat sheet. So that'll bring you here. And this is the cheat sheet, and it's very highly customizable. You can use the drag and drop option here on the left-hand side, and you can reconfigure players to your liking. There's a color coding option here, and the color coding can be anything the user wants it to mean. You could group them together by position. Maybe you want to make all your outfielders green. Maybe you want to mark any players you're targeting in green. You could make pitchers red, or any players you're fading red, whatever it means to you. The other cool option here is the notes section. You can make notes for these players, and the notes don't appear just on these cheat sheets themselves. They will appear in other places throughout the platform, specifically when you're running a mock draft or doing a live draft. You can access these cheat sheets within the draft tool itself, but you'll also see these notes when you're doing your draft. The system will be giving you recommendations on players to draft, and the notes will show up right there on the player profile page. A couple other things to point out. You do have position listed here. That is specific to the platform you're using. And so if Mookie Betts, for example, is eligible at these 3 positions on Yahoo, those will show up here. If he's only eligible for 2 positions on Fantrax, only those 2 positions would show up, specific to the platform you're using. The ADP is a blended average draft position from multiple different sites. You have your games projected listed here. And the other interesting thing is the Z-score. The Z-score is a calculated score that takes into account the player's ranking, the player's ATC projection, and any league specific or roster or scoring specific settings that you may have. It all goes into calculating an overall Z-score for each player. Those 2 can be found in the preseason projections page and can also be accessed again when you're doing your live drafts or mock drafts. Another cool feature for those, especially those who draft offline, are these export options. So you have a copy feature here where you could copy the data and maybe paste it into a Word document, or you could export to Excel, export to CSV, or export to PDF, and you can print those off and take them along with you to your drafts. But that's it. Those are the cheat sheets. We'll show you again when we do a video tutorial on mock drafts and live drafts, where you can see those particular notes that you made for each of those players, and where you can access all of the cheat sheets within that program when you're doing your mock and live drafts.